Welcome to the next episode in our series of the Guerrilla Sports Preview. And tonight we're going to focus on the Brisbane Women's Premier League. I've got two coaches here who both spend most of their time on the coast, but Archford has made the trip to Ipswich and has taken over the Ipswich City Bulls. Archford Komodo, good evening.
How's it going? Nice for having me.
Did I pronounce your surname correctly?
No, it's Kahondo, but close enough. Kahondo,
Okay.
It is quite difficult to say. Not many people get it first up, but I'm sure we'll be talking a lot throughout the season. You get plenty of practice.
For sure. Look forward to that. And Ian Shaw from Robina City, how are you this evening?
Yeah, good evening, mate. Very good, thanks, Darren, and good evening, Darch.
How's it going, Ian?
Now, my first question to both of you is, Archford, you were, of course, coach of Coomera last season with the Gold Coast clubs merging with the Brisbane competitions. Would you say it was a success? I'll start with you, Archford.
I think it was a success because we were going in pretty much blind to what the competition would be like. And I think the general consensus before then was we would struggle. But I think we went in and had a crack. And lucky enough, or not lucky enough, like we played well enough that none of us got relegated. So that should mean that football on the coast was doing well, better than we thought initially. So yeah, I think it was a success and all the clubs should be proud.
What's your take, Ian?
Oh, look, along the lines of what Archford just mentioned, I think it's fantastic for the Gold Coast clubs. I mean, stepping up is what an athlete does and what they should do. So going to Brisbane was a no-brainer. Some of the teams, some of the Gold Coast teams, we struggled at first with the pace of the game, but coming to grips with what the physical challenges are, I think we acquitted ourselves quite well. And as Archford said, no one got relegated in the first season, and that was probably the goal of all the clubs. We're missing Southport for this season, but and Broadbeach, I'd say, will be up there amongst the top clubs again. I can see all three Gold Coast clubs doing well.
Excellent. Archford, let's just go back to you now. You were coach at Coomera last season, and you've made the move to Ipswich City Bulls. How did that all come about?
Look, at the end of the day, I had a conversation with Ipswich Bulls. They kind of conveyed what they were trying to do with the females program. So go back to where they were the first season they went in, finishing second, and they just want to rebuild and get back to loving football again and being the powerhouse they were back in 2018, I believe. So I was keen for the challenge, and as you know, Ipswich out there's a lot of players, a lot of young families, and it was just a perfect catchment for me to go start a new challenge. So yeah, that was pretty much it. And I had to make the hard decision to leave Coomera.
Have you moved to Ipswich?
Nah, I'm actually at Mungravat, so it's a bit of a drive. It's exactly the same distance as Coomera, so yeah, I'm right in the middle.
Right. And Ian, how long have you had the program at Robina?
Look, this is my second season at Robina. Started there last year. We're short of players, so it's been growing for the club. We've got a great junior base of female players. There's a lot of girls playing at Robina, so the base is there to continue at this high level of football. We've attracted players for this season, so that's great, and the program's growing. So looking forward to the next couple of years at Robina.
You've got about 5 fields there, haven't you?
Look, it's a lovely setup. Council's been fantastic, and the volunteers that do the work at Robina looking after the club, awesome job. But 5 fields there, and a good main field, and the lighting's fantastic. So a great training complex.
Yeah, fantastic facility. I've been there, went there a couple of years ago, and just thought, wow, what a jewel in the crown for Southeast Queensland.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, it's probably what we're lacking in our sport is facilities. we've just been around, and going from, ex-rugby fields and stuff like that to turn into soccer fields and dual-purpose goals. I think investing in facilities can do the game a real benefit. So I'd love to see a few more fields around, synthetic fields. I know Adelaide in their state government put $11 million for 10 synthetic fields just to keep football growing in Adelaide. So it's a great initiative. I think we need more facilities.
We need to have more fields and a few marginal seats, eh?
That would have helped tremendously, yeah.
So let's get to the preview. So Archford, let's start with your team. What are your expectations for the season? You've got a stacked side. You've got some great players. You've got a lot of ex-NPLW players, so you've got a fantastic spine. Have you got enough meat on the bone to get your side over the line?
Geez, put some more pressure on us. I think like everyone else in the preseason, I think most teams have gone out hard. We've been a bit more vocal than other teams, but everyone has been very busy. My expectations from the team is, hey, play our brand of football, and if that means being in the top 4 or winning it, that's perfect. But I want the girls to continue enjoying their football and staying together as a team. And look, just play football. I think at the end of the day, as coaches, we can get caught up in winning, which is very important. But if I'm not enjoying my football and my players not enjoying football, I am failing as a coach.
Okay.
That's quite interesting. Is style of football more important than points?
Hey, it is an interview. I have to say whatever I have to say, but at the end of the day, everyone wants to win it. Let's be honest, yeah. We want to win it, but I think it is going to be a very strong league this year. I've been talking to Rob. I've been talking to other clubs. They've been very busy. So we're expecting a very hard league, and there won't be any easy points. Even the 2 teams that have been promoted, they're going to be very hard.
Yeah, exactly right. Yes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's turn to your side now. And what are your expectations for this season? Hoping to get your side a little bit further up the ladder?
Oh, without doubt, Darren. Look, we had a good squad last year. We struggled with numbers to start with, but we finally got on the paddock and played some good football. But we managed to score goals, which was fantastic. We played 14 games last year without a goalkeeper, so we did quite well. We were lucky enough to be able to go forward and score goals, and that's really all I focus on, because I find the defending sort of takes care of itself. And with some players understand the game, they can get around the park in the defensive third quite well. So, we concentrate on playing attacking games. So hopefully they get enjoyment from that as the players. And the roles have changed a little bit. It's more about putting on a bit of a show, I would think. And I don't know. It's about the football for me. Yeah.
There you
but
go.
to answer your question. But to answer your question, I'd probably say we'd love to finish in the finals. We'd love to be up there, yeah.
And do you have a keeper this season?
Look, we're lucky, yeah. A keeper's come across from a Metro club, and she's training quite well. And I've been able to talk one of our field players from last season and convince her that her future lays in between the posts and being a goalkeeper. And she's an absolute fantastic athlete, like netball, rugby league, soccer, just the whole lot. She's an Indigenous player. She's got some height about her, but just, a super sports person. Yeah, so I'm really happy for her to make the decision, but even happier for the club to. We've got 2 keepers now, so we're quite good.
So is it the same keeper as last year, is it?
Look, Janaea, her name is, Janaea Warikawa. Yeah, so she was our field player in our midfield through the year, but the last, I think, 6 games we put her in goals, and she was a revelation, just fantastic. Yeah. So I would like to think that she could play at a high level, and that's the beauty about the league we're playing in, because we do get those players coming through, transitioning to NPL, and I think it's quite exciting.
All right. Let's take a look at some of the other teams in the competition, and we'll get your take on them. Archford, UQFC, always a perennially strong club in this competition. How do you think they're going to go?
Oh, look, UQ's, like you said, they're always strong. I wouldn't expect any less. I think with all the students that they get to choose from all over Queensland, they'll always field a strong squad. So I would be earmarking them for another top 4 finish like they've done in the last few seasons.
Yeah, for sure. And they show no signs of losing the strength that they had last season. If I understand correctly, they have retained most of their squad from last year. So, yeah, look for them to be up there. All right, let's move on to Annerley, Archford. What do you think of them? Another traditionally strong club in the Brisbane competition.
Look, I do believe Greg did lose some players, but Greg is a great coach, and I think you always field a team that's very strong, and he's very tactical. He's a good trainer, so I think we'll see another strong Annerley squad. But as far as they'll finish, hey, look, we have to see what everyone else is doing in the league.
Okay. Ian, let's come to you. Excuse me. Let's talk about Coomera, Archford's old club.
Yeah,
has he left a vacuum since he's left?
Well, I'm sure he has. When a coach moves on, there's sort of something leaves with the club with him. But look, I think Trent going over from Southport to Coomera is probably good for their club. From all reports, they've got a lot of people at training and big squad, so that makes for a fairly competitive training session. So I would think after having a competitive season like they did in 2019, they would like to follow up with that and go into the finals. I mean, they'll probably be one of the stronger teams, I think.
Yeah, I didn't catch many games last season, but what I did catch was the Coomera side, and certainly a lot of pace within their squad. So they should pose a lot of problems.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to Grange Thistle. They're one of the promoted clubs this season, aren't they?
Yeah, so Grange would be quite strong as well. They've made a few signings. I believe they signed a couple of old Coomera players as well. Look, I don't think there would be that much difference in the sides during game day as we saw as the bottom 2 last year. I think there'll be a very strong squad. They have the new coach that came from Power, Kevin, and he's a good coach, and I'm sure he'll field a strong squad as well. So, like I said before, there won't be any easy points. You would have to work for every single win you get.
And Archford, tomorrow you're playing in the Elaine Watson Cup against Peninsula Power, aren't you?
Yep. So that's going to be our first tests of the preseason. That one's a bit of a grudge match, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But once again, we're just going to field our best squad, play to the best of our abilities, and hopefully get a result.
What do you think of them?
Penpal will be strong, always strong. If you got a player like Britt Whitfield that can score 35 goals, you will always be up there. So I think they'll be top 4 again. But hey, hopefully we can put a number in them and break their confidence a little bit.
Brittany Whitfield, one of those players that just ever present in the competition, never has an off year, does she? She's always up there. If she hasn't won the Golden Boot, she's second or third.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Anthony Costa's team, Virginia United. Now, I thought when Anthony made the move from Annerley that I thought that he was going to take all his players with him and they were just going to take over at the top, but it hasn't quite worked out that way for them, has it?
Well, see, I talked to Costa a bit. Obviously, a great coach. And I think he's just trying to rebuild that Virginia squad. There's a lot of young players. And I think if it's not this season, definitely next season, we'll see the fruit of his labor because he's obviously always working hard to improve that squad. So that one could be a dark horse as well. If we take away where they finished last year, there could be another contender for top 4.
And I see they made a couple of good signings there as well. I think Fern Doyle showed up there. Isn't she playing there this season?
Yeah, he's made a few signings on Costa. He was very quiet about it, but there is some good signings, and I think once those players start to gel, look out, everyone. So hopefully, I'll play them very early and very quickly before they get that form.
All right, I might take the next team, which is AC Carina. I've got family involved with that club, one of the promoted teams, and they play a pretty direct style of play. I think they're going to have a little bit of a culture shock in this competition, and getting used to playing sides that are a little bit more tactical with how they play. But if they can overcome that, I'm sure they'll be able to put enough together to remain in the competition. They've got a lot of fit players. The club is really focused on being more professional over the past couple of seasons, and the growth of the women's program is testament to that. So, yeah, interesting club to watch out for.
Well,
All right,
Jake's
Ian,
been
back.
busy, hasn't he? Jake has been busy.
Right.
Like, how many signings? I said Jake has been busy. How many signings have you actually got out there? I know there's a fair bit.
Yeah, finds a few, but he loses a few as well.
We might have to talk after the chat, and you can give me some pointers, eh?
Yeah, let's stay in touch.
Yeah. All right, Ian, let's move on to Broadbeach United. How do you think they're going to fare?
Look, ever competitive Broadbeach. They started off the season so well last season in 2019, inaugural season, and then slowed up towards the end. But look, great competitive club. I think they'll do well. I haven't heard too much about their recruitment, but I'm sure they would have picked a few players up. Sarah's a great coach, and she's as competitive as the team, so I can see them doing well.
Fantastic. Well, Sarah must be one of the only female coaches in the Brisbane League and the MPLW. So fantastic. It's
it is. It is good.
We need more. We need more. All right. Let's. I'll stick with you here, Ian. The Lakes, last season's premiers. Changing coach. We were going to have Rob with us on the chat tonight, but he got called away at the last minute. Are they favourites again?
Look, I'd have to say that because of Lakes and Power, that set the standard for all the other teams when they went in the off-season recruiting. Now, those sort of teams set the standard of football. They'll be up there again. I've got no doubt. I mean, we had a hit out against them last weekend, and Rob was minus a few players. But look, he's got two really handy squads there. So I don't see them falling off the pace too much.
Right. All right. Well, that's all running through all the teams. So I've got one final question for you too. Archford, I'll start with you. If not you, who? Who's going to win?
That's a hard one. Like I said, like with the teams, like what was it? 8 teams going for top 4 last year, Ian? It was very close, wasn't it? Yeah, and I know every single one of those teams have strengthened as well. I think it's just still way too open until we go through the first month and the few rounds. Maybe one could be a clear favorite, but I don't see it. Everyone's been very busy, and I know Ian's been very busy as well. So I'm looking forward to playing him. So I can't pick anyone. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to put my neck out. I'm going to go Ipswich Bulls.
Oh, stop it.
Yes, yeah. I know you, mate. You're quiet. You work behind the scenes. You'll have a great squad, I reckon. And that's a big catchment area out there. And you don't mind travelling looking for players. So I think you might be in there with a good chance, but no pressure.
You're playing mind games. We all know that's what you guys are doing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've had some news during the week about issues at a club quite close to you, Archford. So there might be a few more players available.
Look at the time. Jeez, it's late, isn't it?
Are you waiting?
No comment over there.
Pride.
No comment over there.
All right,
mate.
gentlemen. So much for the chat. It's greatly appreciated. I wish you the best of luck for the season, and thank you for your participation this evening.
Yeah,
That's all right.
thank you.
See you, Ian. Yep.
Good chatting, mate. Take care.
Too easy. Thank